we try to spread spiritual health, spiritual well-being. So mental health is a step towards spiritual well-being, and therefore this topic was given to me, which is very dear to my heart: mental health and well-being in the workplace. So leaders, they usually call their team as a family. So we like this term family, where people come together, they love each other, they support each other. And team also has got a full form: together everybody achieves more. So that is the full form of team, many people say. But the purpose of the team usually keeps the team together, it keeps the family together. So of course there are organization goals, and people also have their individual goals. The best would be when the organizational goals and the individual goals, they are amalgamated. So if that happens, then the entire working place becomes a very vibrant place to work, and there's the results are rest assured, the output is rest assured. So how do we do that? So right now when I'm speaking to the staff, to the people, to the actual employees, so let us talk about them first, then we go to the organizational goals, or rather the HR can do that work. Right now I'm speaking about the individual. So there are external and there are internal purposes why we come to a workplace and work. The external reason is obvious: we have salary and we have got facilities. However, that is not the only thing why an employee or a staff he works in an organization. There are internal reasons also, and which are more important to that one particular person who is working in that particular department or that organization. It is the sense of belonging, it is the sense of accomplishment, it is the dignity, it is the respect that he gets when he is in that particular position and doing a particular job. It is the recognition that he values, he needs significance in the society. So all these things are these are of some higher value. They are having a social value, and that is about his own self-image. We are at a particular place, we want to reach at a particular place, and there are obstacles. So today we will be discussing about one of them. So what is stress? So as it is said, event that taxes our emotional and physical balance. It is a some unpleasant reaction. There are 6 external factors which actually affect a person's mind, and he goes into some positive or negative feeling. So what are the 6 external factors? At a particular time, at a particular place, in a particular given circumstance, a particular person with a particular object creates an incident and it has got an effect on our mind. So whether it is a workplace, or whether it is at home, or it is in the society, we always are faced with this one particular thing called stress. And there are various reasons. It is because of unhealthy competition, and then we are afraid of people, and we are afraid about what will happen to me in the future. Then we are also boils down to relationship. As I was speaking, there are external reasons, there are also internal causes, there are external triggers which we spoke about. But what about the internal causes that so we are having our thought process, we are having our feelings, we are having our beliefs, we are having our own temperament. So different people have got different temperaments, and it is not that many people in my counseling sessions, they always want the counselor to tell that I am right and that person is wrong. And they ask, now you tell me, इसमें गलती किसकी है? मेरी गलती है, इनकी गलती है? And I end up telling that no one is at fault. The difference is in the opinion, or difference is in the temperament, the way people think, but no one is wrong. ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? ऐसा हर वक्त होता है. In good relationships, usually no one is wrong. Everyone only wants to contribute. Everyone only wants to serve. But it is the misunderstanding or not having a proper understanding of each other that brings a tension in the relationship. So a counselor's job is to, the counselor never solves anyone's problem. The solution of the problem is with the people who come with the problem. Then हम लोग यहाँ पे क्यों बैठे हैं? We are here only to offer clarity over the subject matter. And it's not that you need experts for clarity. Sometimes even my small kid, now he has grown up, but even when he was small, my son would say, "Papa, तुम आप इतने क्यों गुस्सा हो रहे हो?" And I used to be like, मैं गुस्सा हो रहा हूँ, गलती इसकी है, मैं गुस्सा हो रहा हूँ. So sometimes when you are in anger, you don't even realize that what feelings you are going through and what is the problem with you. You cannot. But even a small kid can give you a feedback. So that's what counselors do usually. Only thing is required is that you have to be honest and you have to have a character of confidentiality. Why do we suffer? Usually we find that we end up taking wrong decisions. So now what is the reason of wrong? Because our decisions are fear driven sometimes. So sometimes fear driven. If we see Ramayana or Mahabharata, we will find n number of examples. So Ashwathama, he shot the Brahmastra when it was not required, but because of which there was going to be a big chaos in the entire universe. And why did he decide that? Because he was fear struck. Sometimes your decisions are anxiety driven. You are in anxiety, you don't know what is right and what is wrong. Even people like Bhishma Dev in Mahabharata, they also did not know when the Kauravas were attempting to strip Draupadi away from her clothes. Bhishma couldn't take a stand. He said that I don't know what is right and what is wrong. So sometimes it can happen with all बड़े-बड़े दिग्गज लोगों के साथ ऐसा हो सकता है. And sometimes our decisions are affinity drawn. Like we have got the example of Karna in Mahabharata. He was the first Pandav. He was, Dan Shur Karna. He was the son of the Surya Devta. He was having so many attributes. But still, because of his affinity towards a negative character called Duryodhan, his decisions were always wrong at every step. And because of which he was suffering. Then there are also, decisions which are grief driven. Like in grief, like we are taking the context of Mahabharata. So in Mahabharata, Gandhari is one of the characters. When all her sons, 100 sons were killed, she was so grief stricken. She yelled a curse against Krishna. So whenever we are in grief, or sometimes when we are in too much of happiness, like Dashrath Maharaj, he was too much happy upon his wife and said, "Bolo, kya chahiye aapko?" And his wife said, आपसे मैं बाद में पूछ, लेकिन ये आपका वादा रहा कि आपसे कुछ मांगना है. And then what happened? We all know how she asked her son Ram, whom she loved so much, to go to forest in exile for many years and put her own biological son Bharat on the throne, which actually killed Dashrath. So the decisions which are too much of happiness driven are also wrong. So pulling our mind, and pulling the mind from the focus of what do I need, what are my personal needs and what are my personal interests, what are my personal needs, From that, if we can focus upon the whole, the family as a whole, जब फैमिली का कल्याण होगा तो मेरा कल्याण होना ही होना है. जब वर्कप्लेस में टीम का कल्याण होगा तो मेरा भी तो इंक्रीमेंट बढ़ना ही बढ़ना है. सो इफ द फोकस is brought from the individual to the team, actually it fulfills the full form of this particular word team. Together everyone achieve more. So but what is that one factor that doesn't make it happen? Who is that one person who doesn't make it happen? It is the mind. So mind is called as, a restless monkey in the Shastra. In the scriptures it is said, Markatasya surapano tatha mrachika danshano tanmadye bhuta sancharo yadva twadva bhavishyati. It is said that the mind is like a monkey, but not an ordinary monkey. Markatasya surapano, the monkey who has taken liquor. Usually the liquor अगर कोई लेता है तो कोई सीधा साधा व्यक्ति भी बहुत बंदर की तरफ छलांग लगाने लगता है, उछलने कूदने लगता है. हमने देखा है कभी कभी. तो लेकिन अगर बंदर ही सुरापानो, if he only has liquor, then what will happen? Not only that, मरकटस्य सुरापानो तथा मृच्छिक दंशनो. In that, उस अवस्था में, if a scorpion bites it, what will happen? How much more restless the monkey will become. And not only that, tanmadhya bhuta sanchara. In that state, if a ghost enters the body of that monkey, what will happen? So such a monkey, ऐसा एक बंदर हमारे शरीर के अंदर है, and that is called mind. So to control the mind is very, very difficult, and that is the big challenge. So when we say work-life balance, actually it is the balance between mind and our own intelligence. So there are always, we can say there are two dogs. They are always fighting together. There is a good dog and there is a bad dog. Who will win? That is the question. So I asked this question to many of my friends, and sometimes they say the good dog will win because ultimately the good only is victorious. And some say no, bad will win, ye to Kaliyug hai, and the days nowadays everything is wrong happening, so bad ko hi harna hai. But it is not either good or bad. The main thing is the dog whom you feed regularly is going to win. So if you feed the mind through the senses, then the mind is going to win. So what is problem with the mind? Why is the mind my enemy? The mind is my enemy because it is uncontrolled. The moment you control it, it becomes your best friend. In our Bhaktivedanta hospital, we talk about doing devotional service to the Lord. Bhakti. तो भक्ति भी मन से ही की जाती है. So it is not that the mind is wrong or right. छुरी अच्छी होती है, बुरी होती है. If I take a knife and if I show it to someone and say पैसा निकालो, so if I extort money by showing a knife, then people will say the knife is bad. But with the same knife, if I do an operation and save a person's life, people will say knife to अच्छा है. But knife is not good, knife is not bad. It is the use of that knife which is good or bad. So in the same way, when we are trying to get the work-life balance, we are actually, when we do that, we are actually finding out where is my mind taking me. We are very introspective. There is an internal journey, and we are seeing who is winning. The mind is winning or the intelligence is winning. So there has to be, if there has to be a work-life balance, there has to be a balance between your hand, heart and head. So 3 H's: head, heart and hands. मतलब your actions. So if your actions, your words and your mind, that means your thought process, if it is not aligned, you know, दिल कुछ और चाह रहा है लेकिन दिमाग कुछ और कह रहा है. Some people want to smoke, but the intelligence tell that इससे कैंसर हो सकता है. So intelligence has got its own language. Mind says छोड़ यार क्या बात कर रहा है तू. So there is always the two sides, and there are always the two sides of the coin, and we have to use our logic and reasoning. So what is good for us and what is bad for us. So there are various components of work-life balance. When we are talking about intelligence, so intelligence means all these kinds of management, time management, stress management, self-management. There is a seminar on each of these topics. Change management. People don't like to have change. Now there is technology coming up. So technology management thing. So we are basically working in various areas. So one is our own body and our own mind. Then the second is our family. You know, the third area is our society, the outside people, and the fourth is our workplace. So these areas, once we know, in which particular area, then we can also start our internal journey, which I was just now talking about. Our thoughts, our feelings, our needs, our wants. So there is difference between need and want, right? So how we manage that? So basically we are all humans. So who is a human? So human is he who sees negative in a positive situation. That is human. Many times we will see that people, they act whimsically. That is human. But a evolved human, is he who sees positive even in a negative situation. So that is something achievable. That means such a person has achieved balance in his work life. So how much ever the situation is negative, but if the person has got, there are five sutras, factors of success. यश के 5 सूत्र होते हैं. तो सबसे पहला है desire, इच्छा. If you have got strong desire, then you will get success. But only desire doesn't work. Along with your desire, you need clarity, स्पष्टता. स्पष्टता अगर होगी, where I am, where I have to go, what is the path, who are going to come with me, and what are the obstacles. So if everything is clear, no one can stop us from success. So that is the second thing. The third aspect, the third factor is samarthya, competence. Even if you are clear what has to be, but if you don't have the competence, so again competence is 5-dimensional. There is physical competence, there is physiological competence, that means you should have skills and talents to do it, right? Then there is psychological competence. A person should be sensitive. लोगों के साथ कैसे बात करें, how to know the person, how to know that person's temperament, understanding our own strengths and weaknesses and threats and opportunities, and to deal with the client, with the customer, with the management. So all that thing needs psychological competence. Then the fourth competence is the conscientious competence. How wise you are, how good you are at taking decisions, how righteous you are, how you bring harmony in between the team. That is your Vivek Buddhi. So it's not just knowledge that helps. Higher than knowledge is intelligence. Buddhi, Gyan, uske baad Buddhi, intelligence. So not only intelligence, with intelligence you can get a lot of outcome, but you may not be happy. Bill Gates has got a, he has got a big kingdom. So he is very intelligent. He has brought out a great output. But he has to take 2 sleeping pills before he has to sleep. So is he happy? I doubt. Because someone who is happy, he can sleep very nicely. Even while hearing a class, you can go to sleep. The speaker is as it is online, कोई देखता तो है नहीं. So you may be very happy without knowledge also. So what is it which intelligent people should have apart from intelligence to be happy? And that is wisdom, vivek, to know, understand what is right, what is wrong, सही क्या है, गलत क्या है, अच्छा क्या है, बुरा क्या है, धर्म क्या है, अधर्म क्या है. So when that thing is understood, then a person actually becomes wise, he becomes matured. So that is a very, very important aspect which we all should have. The 4th competence, that is the conscientious competence. And then the 5th one is the individual determinant. What defines you, what determines you, who you are, that is our individual determinant. There is the same trigger, same situation, same incident happened, but 2 people gave 2 different responses. Why? Because this person is different from this person in what he thinks about himself. So that speaks about him. So such a person who is evolved in his individual determinant, then he becomes grateful. So such a person is grateful that he is working in the workplace. He is not just coming to the workplace for salary. He is actually grateful. He is grateful to his family. He is grateful to his wife. He is grateful to his children. He is grateful to the society. He is grateful to the nation. He is grateful to the environment. He just doesn't spit anywhere. He just doesn't litter anywhere. So he is a very responsible person. That means he is healthy, he is skillful, he is sensitive, he is conscientious, and he is grateful. So such a person is a complete man. A complete man is not he who wears a Raymond suit. A complete person means holistically he must be evolved. So such evolved people, such competent people can bring success in life. But that is just the 3rd reason, 3rd factor. So first factor, as I said, is desire. A person must have burning desire to win. Second is he must have crystal clear clarity. Third is he must be competent himself. So he should work on himself, train himself. And the 4th is cooperation. Sabka saath, sabka vikas. So Modi ji is very, very competent person. So why he has to speak about this mantra, sabka saath, sabka vikas? Because he needs cooperation. Without cooperation he cannot be. In the same way, not only Modi ji, each one of us, even though we are competent, we need each other. We have to get the assistance, the support, the help from each other. And therefore we have to know how to behave with others. Usually, many times we find that people do not have that skill, and therefore there is a difference in their temperament is not evolved, and therefore husbands and wives, they cannot get along, and when they cannot get along at home, they bring the baggage even at workplace. So therefore it is very, very important for people to be sorted in their own self, to have a very nice, good internal एक आंतरिक यात्रा, the internal journey of harmony must be done.